Good morning, boys and girls. We are on page 42 and lesson 8. So please make sure you are turning to the correct page. Today we're learning about adding and subtracting whole numbers and mixed numbers. So I want you guys to pay close attention because it's very, very important that you're seeing how to add these numbers together because you will see them on your tests and you will see them in other problems and it builds on. So the first one we have here, the directions tell you to add or to subtract. So in this case, this one is asking you to add. So the first thing I did was I separated my whole numbers from my fraction. So notice here that I separated 3 and then I add 1 and then I put the 1 separate from the 1/4. The reason I did that is because I want you to know that they are different. Whole numbers and fractions cannot be added together just like that. So right here, we're going to add 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And then you can add 1/4. And now we can put them together. 4 plus 1/4 is equal to 4 and 1/4. Okay, now we're going to move on to problem B. For problem B, it says here 2 minus 1 and 5/8. Notice that I said 1 and 5/8. 1 and 5/8 are separated. So we are going to separate them. 2 minus 1 minus 5/8. So I am going to first subtract 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. And then we have minus 5/8. Okay, 1 minus 5/8. Now notice that in subtraction, I can't just put the numbers together. I can't because I'm subtracting. So what I need to do is I need to find the common multiple for 1 and 5/8, and that's going to be 8. So 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For 8, we have 8, 16, 24. So that means that I need to multiply the top and bottom number by 8 in order to solve. So now I can solve. 8 times 1 is equal to 8, and 8 times 1 is equal to 8, and 5/8 stays the same. So 8 minus 5 is equal to 3, and my denominator is 8. So my final answer is going to be 3/8. Now for problem C. Problem C, we notice that we are solving for 5 and 2/5 plus 2 and 3/5. So we're going to separate these numbers so you can see that. We have 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7, and then we added the 2/5 and the 3/5. So we have 7 plus 2/5 plus 3/5. Now we notice that all of them are the same common denominator, right? They need to be the same common denominator. So we're going to add these two together. 2 plus, so we're going to bring down 7. 7 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 5 plus 1 is equal to 5. So we have 7 plus 5 divided by 5. Remember what I said? 5 divided by 5 is the same as 1 whole. So that's what we have. 7 plus 1 is equal to 8. That is my final answer. For problem D, I have 4 minus 2 and 5/7. So 4 minus 2, I separated them, minus 5/7. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. And now I have 5/7. So I have 2 and 5/7. You can put a whole number over a 1 and it is the same. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to find the common multiple for 1 and 7, which is 7. So I'm going to multiply times 7 times 7. We have 14 because 7 times 2 is 14 sevens minus 5 sevens. What is 14 minus 5? 14 minus 5 is going to give me my final answer of 9, and then I have 7 on the bottom. And I can also change this to a mixed number. If I switched it to a mixed number, it'd be 1 and 2 sevens. So in case you solved it with a mixed number or you solved it just straight across, that's fine. But both of those answers are correct. Problem E, I have 8 and 4/5 plus 7. So I separated the whole numbers. I have 8 right here, 7 right here, and then I added 4/5. So 8 plus 7 is equal to 15, and then we have 4/5. I can put 15 over 1, or I can leave it as is because when I'm adding a whole number plus a fraction like that, I can leave it as 15 and 4/5. They are the same. Over here, I have 18 minus 15. I'm going to subtract 18 minus 15. What is 18 minus 15? 3. And 3 minus 3/4. So I'm going to put this over a whole number because I need to find a common denominator. For 4, I have 4, 8, 12. 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my common denominator. I'm going to multiply to get 4. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. And 4 times 1 is 4. And we're subtracting. We have 3/4. And what is 12 minus 3? 12 minus 3 is going to give me 9, and my denominator is 4. So I get 9/4. Oh, can you guys see that? There you go. I get 9/4, which is the same as 2 and 1/4. Let's see if I can squeeze that in. 2 and 1/4. So 9/4 or 2 and 1/4. There you go. Now for problem G, I have 16 plus 18, 5/6. 18 and 5/6. So I'm going to add 16 plus 18, which is equal to 34. And I just have to add the 5/6. And that gives me the answer right here. Okay. And if you want to see it, right here, you have 16 plus 18 is equal to 34. 34 plus 5/6. Which is also equal to 34 and 5/6. For H, we have 100 minus 3/8. So we're subtracting 100 minus 50. 100 minus 50 is going to give me, in this, yes, 100 minus 50 is going to give me 50. And then I'm subtracting 3/8. I'm going to put 50 over 1. Now, 1 and 8, what is the common multiple for that? Is going to be 8. So I'm multiplying times 8. Okay, and 8 times 50, or 8 times 5 is 40. Add my 0, and I have 8, so I get 3/8. And now I'm going to subtract. I get 400 minus 3. 400 minus 3 is going to give me 397 over 8. And this one, I'm going to want to divide. So I have 397 over 8. 8 can go into 39 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. And 4 times 8 is equal to 32. 9 minus 2 is going to give me 7. And I'm going to bring down my 7. And 8 can go into 77 9 times because 8 times 9 is 72. Subtract. 7 minus 2 is 5. So that's my remainder. And my denominator is going to be 8. I'm running out of room. So my final answer is going to be 49 and 5/8. Okay, now let's turn the page. We're returning to page 2. On page 2, it says the total length of 2 ribbon is 13 meters. If one ribbon is 7 and 5/8 meters long, what is the length of the other ribbon? So this is for A. We have 7 and 5/8, and we're trying to figure out if it's all equal to 13, what is ribbon B? So to find that out, I'm going to subtract 13 minus 7 and 5/8. So 13 minus 7, we're going to first do whole numbers, is going to give me 6. So I'm subtracting 6 minus 5/8. Okay, so I am going to find my denominator for 1 and for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, I almost circled that one. That's not the right one to circle. And for 8, I have 8. So that means I'm multiplying my denominator by 8. 8 times 6 is equal to 42. Sorry, 48. And 8 times 1 is 8. And then I'm subtracting 5/8. 48 minus 5 is going to give me 43. I have 43/8. Now, I'm not quite done yet because I need to figure out how many times can 8 go into 43. So I'm going to change it into a mixed number. So let's find out what that's going to be. 43 divided by 8. 8 can go into 43 7 times. Subtract 43 minus 42. Wait, 8 times 7 is not equal to 42. 8 times 5 is equal to 40, which is the smallest multiple I can use. 3 minus 0 is equal to 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. So my remainder is 3 and my denominator is 8. So I get 5 and 3/8 is my final answer. Now for problem number 3, it says it took Sandy 2 hours to jog 13 miles. She ran 7½ miles in the first hour. How far did she run during her second hour? So I'm subtracting 13 miles minus 7½ miles to find out how much she ran. So first I'm separating 13 minus 6, which is going to give me my answer of 6. And then I'm subtracting 1/2. So same thing, I am looking for my multiple for 1 and for 2. I get 1, 2, for 2 I get 2. So that means that I'm multiplying times 2. 2 times 6 is 12. And 2 times 1 is 2. Subtracting 1, 2. 12 minus 1 is 11 halves. And now I'm going to make sure that I divide. So I have 11 divided by 2, which is equal to 5. Subtract 11 minus 10 is 1. Remainder is 1. Denominator is 2. So my final answer is 5 and 1/2. Now I'm going to do problem number 4. For problem 4, I have 5 and 3/4 plus 2 and 1/4 is equal to 7/2 because 7/4 is equal to 7/2. Identify his mistake. Draw a picture to prove that he is always wrong, or he is wrong. So right here I have 5 and 3/4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the 5 or add the 5 and 2. And then I'm going to add 3/4 plus 1/4. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. 3/4 plus 1/4, because they are the same already, is going to give me 7 and 4/4. And remember, 4/4 is equal to 1. So I'm going to add 7 plus 1, which is equal to 8. So my final answer is 8. And you can see that when you draw your diagram or timeline. And Andre is wrong because he added the denominators when he should only add the numerators. And that is all for today.